So guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the budget, I'm now going to call it that, a budget transporter build. If you did not see the last video, this is my relatively new to me VW Transporter T5 and I have wanted one of these for, it's been on the list, it come in as a part exchange, because I can say that because that's actually what happened. It was offered to me in part exchange for a vehicle that I had. So I thought, yeah, I've wanted one of them for ages. It's an auto short wheelbase in black. I'm well up for it. So today we're going to start the first mod, which of course, as you can see, and I've got the gloves on with a hole in the finger, is number plates. Now, I've actually had this number plate in my garage on retention for around a year. It came on a car, I thought I'd rip it off and put it on something at some point. So here we are. I've paid, because we're talking about costs here and it's more of a budget build, I paid £80 to retain this, so it's in theory cost me £80 to actually have this registration. I think it's going to suit the car quite well. It will stay with it. If I ever do sell this thing, it will stay with the car because I won't rip it back off, because I think although it hides the age, don't get me wrong, I think it's just going to work with this one. So I'll show you firstly the number plate that's going to go on it, and then we'll get on to actually putting this on. One thing I'm going to say though is I love the idea of putting a number plate on without the screws, with sticky pads, but sometimes sticky pads, it just don't work. So today I'm actually going to try the sticky pads, going to heat them up, do a heat cycle, make sure they're actually on properly, because I think it just looks a little bit better with a short plate, because this is a 5-digit plate. It should work out quite well on this. It will also hide the age. That's the big thing here. Although the plate I'm putting on is older, it's going to make the van in theory look newer. That's the idea. That's why I wanted to do it, sort of hide the age. With the T5.1 conversion, I would like to do this, although it is expensive, I would like to do it to this. It will make the van. Anyway, enough blabbing, let's go and get the plate and I'll show you what it's going to look like. This is the plate in question. Shout out to JW Autoshine. He came through very quick on the number plates this morning. Yeah, V4 MSY. Now, I feel like that is prime hiding the age of the vehicle number plate for this. Little 5-digit, don't cost me a lot, but I feel like that is the right plate to put on this. I mean, it's sat in the garage doing absolutely nothing, so why not? Anyway, I'm going to throw it on with some sticky pads that I have in the garage, not from Jason, so if they do fall off, it's completely my fault. And hopefully, yeah, it looks good, and I can get them on and do a nice heat cycle with the sticky pads without actually screwing these on. That'd be nice. Sticky pads I'm actually going to use are off Temu. They're about, I think they're about £2 for like 50 of them, and they're slightly raised. I've got the raised ones just in case I need to go past the sort of raised bits that you have. There is actually a raised bit for bolts on the tailgate of the T5. So I'm going to put a couple more on, put 4 across there, and put 2 more there. Yes, you are actually watching me put some number plates on a vehicle. I won't bore you again too much with me doing this. I'm just going to do it now. But hey, some people out there might want to know, and that's how it's done. Well, that's how I think it's going to be done until it falls off, because I haven't done enough heat cycles. But yeah, it's going to be all right. We're going to get them on. Looks like that first one is on. I must say, it does look good, but I do actually hate it, and you guys are going to say the same thing when you can see these bolts. But it's because it's a short number plate, that's fine. What I've actually had to do is, because these T5s have like a lip here, see that going across there, I've actually had to, where the bumper splits, I've had to put the number plate a little bit lower. It seems to be on there. Then Temu sticky plates are actually doing sticky, double-sided sticky number plate things. I'm actually doing quite a good job. So it sits a little bit lower than I wanted it to. But I think that looks all right, doesn't it? For like a quick 2-minute job. Yeah, it looks better than it was. Lovely. To the back, as you'll see, as I pick the number plate up, it's actually got little bobbles where the number plate screws would go. Usually I'd take them out, but I might keep them on for this. This one's ready to go on the back. Sticky pads are already on. Heat this up, and the sticky pads, not too much though. And I'm actually going to heat the van up as well. Again, not too much, so it starts, you know, destroying the paint. No one needs that. It should go on nicely. Right, stuck on, give it a little bit more heat. Again, not too much. Lovely. Again, not too much heat, don't want to be blistering stuff. I know it sounds stupid, and there's a lot of people out there like, why are you even showing us this? But no one ever showed me how to put number plates on properly. And I'm not saying this is a proper way of doing it. I'm just saying, I'm showing you guys out there, if you ever are stuck to put number plates on your car, or you want that look where there's no bolts, this might be the way to go. I ain't telling you this is how it's done. I'm just saying this is the way I would do it. And with the raised sticky pads, it means they can stick on quite nicely, and that has completely transformed the van. Nice cheap budget mod. Cheap budget mod, is that right? Well, it was for me, but yeah, I think that's really helped the van's look, especially at the back. It's completely transformed how the back of the van looks. Anyway, on to the next mods, if this even is a mod. Is a number plate a mod? Who knows? So fast forward to the next day, and I've been out shopping. Very exciting. So what I firstly did was went to B&Q, and I went and got the thinnest plywood, basically, and the cheapest, because we're on a budget. And this is the stuff I've got. It was about £16, but as I actually left B&Q, I noticed in the cut-offs bit, you should always check the cut-offs bit, because there was 2 bits this size cut in half for £1 each. So I bought those. They were slightly damaged, but I was able to cut around them. I've actually been able to do the quarter rear panels, so the top panels. I'll show you that in a minute. But that's the first thing. It cost altogether, I think it was about £18, well, say £19 all in for that huge panel and the 2 panels that have actually done the van already, because I fast forward myself a little bit in this video because I want to make sure I'm not boring you guys too much. But the next purchase was some I'm going to call it suede, but it's sort of the cheapest suede. It doesn't really do suede things, but it's black material. It's suede-like. This was £5 a metre, and I got 6 metres. Yeah, I did get 6 metres. I've got 6 metres of this, and this is what I have left, because, as you'll see behind me, the van is open, and I will take you through what I've already done and take you through the last bit of what I'm going to do. Again, I don't want to bore you guys too much. So, here is the van, and as you'll see, these rear panels I've already done. So, dropped all this out. I actually have put in a reversing camera as well, as you can see, because that is coming in one of the next videos. We are going to be putting a reversing camera in here. As you'll see, there is no rear window, and it's a van, so I mean, I'd quite like to be able to see where I'm going when I'm going backwards. So yeah, dropped all this off, took all of the carpet off, and just reapplied this sort of suede black material. I prefer it a lot more. And again, I'm not showing you guys how to do this. This is just what I've done. So I've done those 2 panels. I've actually left this wire out because these bits of wire have to go down to the reverse light. But again, that is in a next video, so that will be tucked up nicely when it comes to it. Now, the rest of the van, as you'll see, I've actually tried this side and I left it overnight because it did look like this. So this has been carpeted from when I bought it all the way around, and I've actually done this side and left it on top of the carpet to see how it applies and see if it starts to lift. And as you'll see, slight lift here, but nothing too crazy, so I'm actually quite happy with that. Again, all I did, and this is the way I did it, I wouldn't, you know, advise you guys doing it, but pulled all this off, literally spray glued on there and went round it, cut round, all good. So the next bits were these panels. So as you saw from the last videos, this was all grey along here. It was just, you know, plywood, but with grey over the top. Basically, like, oh, it's right here, like this. This is what that looked like. And all I've done is applied this, I'm going to say it's not really suede. It's more like black material, but it is suede-like. And yeah, it's come out all right. A few bits and bobs I want to assess during the next couple of videos. But what I wanted to do is just initially cover all of the panels and get a panel up here just to sit in there. What I'd like to do, and this is of course an ongoing process, is take all of this back off because I will want to be doing wiring and lighting and all that sort of stuff. So it's only just sort of put back on, but actually reapply around here and all around the actual panels in maybe black carpet or the same style suede. The suede isn't as good as sticking as the carpet, so I might go for just black carpet to infill all these bits. I did try and suede this bit, but it just didn't work and I didn't like it. And it's, to be honest, we were using the van last night and I marked this side, so I thought, well, if we go for black carpet there, I'm probably not going to dye this carpet. After talking to a few people, the carpet dye, if I'm honest, doesn't really work as well as I wanted it to. I've seen a lot of videos, and if it's not like a cotton or whatever, again, I'm not telling you how to do this, but if it's not a cotton, it doesn't seem to apply very well. So yeah, I'll probably just be replacing that with black carpet. And again, completely round the van, I'll end up pulling all of this back off when I do the wiring, and I'm actually going to probably infill all of these bits around the panels with black carpet. Again, if you are into your vans, let me know in the comments below if that's the right way to do it. If it's not, let me know as well. I'd really like to know. I'd like some feedback. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially on my Instagram when I start posting pictures, and other people that have done similar builds on a budget. But as you can see today, we've actually started doing this side, so I'm happy with this side. This paneling up here is okay. It's not amazing. Slight gap across the top there, but again, if we're going to redo this in carpet, in black carpet, it doesn't necessarily mind, because I'm probably going to want it. Well, I think up here I've bought some speaker pods, relatively cheap ones, so we'll see how they come out. But next up, I'm going to take this off and this one, and I'm going to wrap them. So I've actually done this a few times in my past VW life of actually wrapping bits of interior. Basically, best way to do this, and as you'll see, is the way I found it, is to actually go on both the surface you're doing and actually slightly cover the fabric and just try and stretch it onto whatever you're trying to wrap, and then go around all the edges, just cutting them in, just trying to hide all of the corners and hide all of the little bits and bobs you don't want to see. No one's going to see the back of it, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, making sure it's tight and making sure it's actually sitting nice is the main thing, and hopefully it doesn't raise up. But on a flat bit, you're usually quite good for it. But yeah, corner's done. Let's throw it back in the van, see how it looks. So that bit is fully carpeted, well, sueded, I don't know. I'd have to cut the holes out for the little rubber thing in there, but other than that, it's all right. The glue will come off with a little bit of cleaning, so I'm not too fussed on that. But yeah, let's make that hole, make the holes for the little plastic thingies, and whip her back in. Guys, everything is back in the van, as you'll see. Finished up this panel here, that panel's back on, and yeah, I'm really happy with this, if I'm honest. For the money, so all in, I'd say with the bit of wood that I haven't actually used, these cost £1 each side. And considering how much these are, when you usually go online to buy the specific actual cutout, they're quite expensive. So that was £1, and the material 42 quid all in, because I bought the more expensive, the slightly nicer spray glue. It's about £6-7 per can, and I've used 2, and I did have another can in, so about 2.5 cans to actually do all of these. So it's not too bad actually, and I've got a little bit of material left, but I'm happy with how this is coming out. Of course, this is not the end. This isn't, you know, scratching the surface, if I'm quite honest. I want to do the light, I want to do loads of lights, I want to do, you know, loads of bits. I want to do loads of bits to this, but yeah, I'm happy with how this has come out. So for the sake of, if you didn't use the really expensive, nice spray cans, and you maybe got some offline that were a little bit cheaper, this would have cost around 30 quid, 35 quid maybe at the most. So yeah, pretty happy with how this is coming out. If you did like today's video and you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. There'll be a lot more videos of this, because I've got tons of parts coming for this thing. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.